All right, I'm going to go through part D again because it's a really great question and it will really enable us to make sure that we understand the basics of what's going on here. So I just want you to sit back, relax. You don't have to write any of this down, but it's really important that you understand what's going on. The way that we went through it previously is, of course, fine. It's good. It's a great way to answer this question. It's perhaps the best way to answer this question because it's nice, quick, and to the point. But I think sometimes people become over-reliant upon using formulas and really don't understand what it is they're doing. And if you don't understand what it is you're doing, you're going to find financial maths very, very tricky. All right, so let's give this a go. It says, suppose the car depreciates at a different rate. If the value of the car after 12 months is this, what is the annual rate of interest per annum? All right, so the R% per annum. Give your answer correct to three significant figures. First things first, we're dealing with a different rate of depreciation. Remember previously we were dealing with this. We created this rule here. And specifically, we found out that 0.9933 is what happens when you are depreciating at 8% per annum. That's what the question had told us. We are no longer depreciating at 8% per annum. We don't know what this is anymore. We're trying to figure out what that R is. So that means we no longer have this value here. This now is X. We don't know what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, all right, we've got C of N. We don't know what X is. We've got N times 52,000. But what do we know? We know that after 12 months, it's worth this much money. So let's pop in that information. 46973.10 is equal to, now the X here is what we don't know, but we do know what this N is because it's after 12 months, times 52,000. I can now solve for that X. I can go menu 3-1. I can go 46973.10 is equal to X raised to the 12 times by 52,123. Then I can go comma X. All right. Obviously, it's not going to be the negative one. I'm interested in the positive one here. So that means X is going to be 0.99156 ... Now, remember, this is how much I retain every month. So what the value I retain every month. I want to figure out how much percentage I'm losing every month. So how much am I losing every month? I'm going to go 1 minus 0.99156 ... And when I do that, so I'm going to go 1 minus, and then I'm going to take this number right here. And that's going to tell me that every month I'm losing 0.00843 ... But remember, this is, I'll grab a pen out here. This is a decimal. I want it as a percentage. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to times by 12. Sorry, not 12. I'm going to times by 100. So that means what I'm going to end up with here is I'm going to take that number and I'm going to times it by 100. Sorry, times it by 100. And that's going to mean that every month I'm losing 0.84 ... That's how much percentage I'm losing each month. 0.84%. So each month, this is how much I'm losing. This is, let me write it down, monthly. Now, if you look back at the question, we don't want monthly. What do we want? We want the annual rate of interest, the annual. So that means what I'm going to have to do now is turn this into annual, which is another word for yearly. To do that, I'm going to have to times it by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. So I'm going to times it by 12. And when I do that, I'm going to end up with 10.1. 10.1%. And that's what we got. So as you can see, this is another perfectly legitimate way of doing what we did over here to get that 10.1 there. But this is really breaking it down, making sure you understand some key things. Why is it that we went 1 minus? Why is it that we turned it from a decimal to a percentage? Why is it that we went from monthly to yearly? It was all in aims of getting the answers to our question. But as you can see, we had to do those explicit skills. Over here, it's kind of all hidden away in the rule. And what ends up happening is that people become so reliant on the rule, they don't understand the very basics of what they're doing. And when a question asks you whether or not you've got that foundational knowledge, you don't have it because you've just become over-reliant upon rules. All right, hopefully that made sense. See you later.